is still Saturday. I'm going to get this video started for my first couple days of peak week. So checked in with Justin this morning. I was 127, super happy with how the check-ins looked. Like my posterior chain, like I just like give myself a pat on the back, give Justin a pat on the back. Like I still have had those days where I look at my check-ins and I just like can't believe that's me. It's wild. Especially just because there was a lot going on this prep and it just took a while to get the body to do what we wanted it to do. There was just a lot of like life stress going on. So, you know, we had to get into more stress management, making sure I was taking like ashwagandha in the morning and then like a cortisol supplement at night, and just implementing some of those things to get my stress a little bit down. So super happy with the look that we're going to be bringing to prejudging. We're going to try to be a little bit fuller than we were at Olympia because I am a little bit tighter. I think we're just a little bit tighter. I have a little bit more size. We can just add a little bit of fullness to that frame. I think the amount of improvements that I'll be able to showcase just from October to now will be substantial. And that's a really short time when you think about it, because October, November, December, January, 5 months, and like 3.5 of those were like prep. Really 3. It's not like we were like super heavy into prep because you don't find out about the Arnold. And like 2 months of like an off season, but like most of that was just a reverse. So we were at least able to reverse up so that we could diet back down versus just staying low, and just kind of have a little bit of a health phase with my blood work and those kind of things. So super happy with that. I had my last posing session with Christina Thursday, and she just gave me a lot of really good feedback about just, you know, about my front shot, about my back shot. Like she just was like, kind of like, you have one of the best front and backs in the IFBB, like across divisions. So that's just like super cool. Like, you know, I've been doing this. This is my 10th year competing. My very first show was June 2016. I did the Dallas Pro-Am. That was my very first fitness show. So I'm coming up on like the 10th anniversary of competing. And it's just wild to think about because I was so totally doing this as like a bucket list thing. And then I did that show, and then I went to North Americans like 10 weeks later, and I got second at my first national show. And I was just like, that kind of planted the seed of like, I want to go pro. So then I was chasing that. And then, you know, I turned pro and I did my first pro show like a year later, and I didn't do very well. So then I took some time off and I came back. And then I ended that first season like with my first Olympia qualification. And then that was in October. And then that March, I did my first Arnold. So it's just like, sometimes when you come up on those anniversaries of things, you just like take time to reflect. Like I'm so much further along than like I ever imagined I would ever be. This is definitely like, it's like weird to be like, this isn't the life I pictured for myself, but at the same time, it's the life I've been working so hard for. Like if you would have asked me at 22, getting ready for my first show, like, are you still gonna be doing this in 10 years? I would have been like, no, like I'm gonna be having kids and doing this and doing that, and like just a very traditional lifestyle. So to be here, just kind of like heading into my 3rd Arnold Classic, I got a chance to talk on the Eminent call on Wednesday, and it was just kind of like a little bit of a reflection. Like sometimes I forget, like I've won 5 pro shows. I've been to the Olympia 4 times. This is going to be my 3rd Arnold Classic, and then I'm going to do Arnold UK. And like a lot of these things just always seemed like so out of my grasp when I first started. Like I wasn't the pro that turned pro the first time they tried it, and I wasn't the pro, or I wasn't, you know, the competitor that turned pro the first time, and then I wasn't the pro that just like got into the top 5 their first pro shows. Like it took a lot of work and effort, and I think sometimes we forget, like because we start to want more, or we forget what the goal originally was, and we kind of forget to enjoy when we've arrived. And that's okay, because it's like you always want to continue self-improvement. I think that's a great place to be. I'm that person too. But really this week, I just want to focus on having fun. this is definitely my best physique. I think this routine is really fun, and it's like I can relate to the songs a lot. Like, I love this track. It's just gonna be fun and sassy, and like, this is for me, and I'm doing it for me. Outcome be damned, because I think last year I was a little too outcome focused. And I was, with my routine, I tried something different. It wasn't received well. And sometimes you have to swing and miss to know that, like, that's not my realm. I need to be in the fun and sassy, playful realm when it comes to routine. That's what I can deliver on. And so I'm really just trying to enjoy these final days. I'm going to get to Columbus on Wednesday morning. Andrea's going to get in Wednesday night. And then it's just like, rest, enjoy. Like, Friday's gonna come so fast. I already know it. And like, I can just see the finish line. And like, this prep, I just feel like I blinked and it went by. Like, there was just so much going on that I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing. My diet, my training, my routine, like my recovery. But it just like, prep didn't engulf me this year, or this prep. Like, it was like life kind of was engulfing me, and prep was just fitting in where it could. I was still doing everything I was doing, and I think that's important to say. Like, it wasn't like life was so overwhelming and then I was just like, oh, I have an hour to work out, I'm gonna do it. Like, no, I was making the time and prioritizing prep each day, but I was just like so focused on like one day at a time versus like something that's so outside of my control, like the outcome of a show. So for me, I think this is just such a better place to be mentally. I still think there was a lot of wins in last year's prep. Like, the self-belief is something that like I'm gonna carry with myself for a really long time, but just, I'm not a competitor. Like, competing is not my life. This is my hobby. And I'm very, very thankful that I'm like good at it in the sense of like, yes, I'm still considered like one of the best in the world. And I think that I could get even better than that. But my life is still so full, like with my career and like my hobbies and my friends and my family, that I just am not someone who wants to be like all or nothing when it comes to competing. And I think last year I kind of got that in my head a little bit, thinking like, well, if I'm a little bit more dedicated and I'm a little bit more this, and like, if this is my like everything, I'll get a better outcome. And that just wasn't the case. So I'm gonna go back to being my perspective, my outlook on things. And I think for me, it just keeps me in a better place. So I'm here at LA Fitness. I'm going to finish drinking my coffee. They have a class going on for like another 19 minutes, so I'm not in a huge hurry. I'm gonna get in there, I'm gonna stretch, warm up my routine, put on my costume, and hopefully we've got a one and done situation there. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of cardio, and hopefully that's like done deal with routine. I might come back tomorrow just to walk through some sections, nothing heavy. I want to just make sure my body's recovering so that I am primed and ready to go for Friday. So just kind of depends on how today goes, but I want my last leg day to be tomorrow. It won't be super heavy either, but I'd like to get that done tomorrow just because it just more time to recover. More recovery, the better. And then I'm gonna run some errands after this, and then hopefully just get home and relax. I slept like 11 hours last night, and if I can repeat that again, I'm gonna be super happy about that. So I will let you guys know how this routine run through goes, and I cannot wait to see you in Columbus. Hello, it is Sunday, March 1st. And I just finished my last leg day here at Destination. I had 20 minutes of cardio. After that, I checked in with Justin this morning, and we saw a little more than a pound drop from yesterday, and that was with an increase in food. So we're doing the same macros again today. It's not a ton of food, but just a little bit more. So now the name of the game is recover, pump workouts, taper the activity, get the fatigue down, and then it's gonna be almost showtime. So yesterday I did my last routine run through. It went good. I was still kind of a little sore from the week, and just, you know, fatigue has been pretty high. But to go, I warmed up all my skills, I put on my costume, and I did one run through, and I called it a day, just because at this point the name of the game is training smart, not necessarily hard. And that I just wanted to get one run through in the costume for my endurance, making sure that there was no costume malfunctions, and then I did my cardio. After that, I ran some errands, went to my dad's storage unit, put some stuff in storage, got another coffee, and then went home and just had a bath, walked my dogs, relaxed, tried to get in bed early and relax. So then woke up this morning, did my check-ins. We were super happy. I'll plop them here at the end of this segment. And I just did my last leg day, and it's just wild because I'm like, it's just pump workouts from here on out, which is a-okay with me. So I'm going to leave the gym, get a coffee, head home and shower and start laundry, do a little bit of food prep, and then probably today, I started packing yesterday, but I'm going to try to pack a few more things just because I don't want to leave it all for the end. My mom's going to be flying in Tuesday as well, so I want to get all packed before she's here so that it's not chaos in the apartment. Yeah, so I'll probably stop by the store and grab a couple things that I need. And that's really today. Monday will be my last full work day. So I think I'll do he wanted me to take one more rest day, so I think I'll do it tomorrow just because work will be a little bit busy. Yes, we are almost at the finish line and I can't believe it. I feel good, happy with the look. I also am just obsessed with these new Better Body sets. So this is like the purple one. I have it in blue and pink. The material is super soft and it has a little twist tie here. And let me see if I can get the back. It's like an open back, but just super, super cute. I love them. I think they'll look even better when I'm tan in the summer. But we are going to get out of the gym and start taking care of the errands and the to-do list and try to It is Monday, March 2nd. We are 4 days out from Arnold Classic Fitness International. I checked in this morning with Justin, so now it'll be daily, and basically what I just did was took some post-workout pictures for him, so I'm going to get those sent over to him. Today I just had 20 minutes of cardio and a little shoulder pump workout, nothing crazy. Energy is definitely low. Good morning. It is Wednesday, March 4th. It's my travel day. Yesterday when I was filming and I said, pause, my boss called me and we ended up being on the phone for like half an hour. So I completely forgot to go back to my video and finish what I was saying. So, no, that was on Monday. No, it was Tuesday. Anyway, I'm all packed. I'm getting the final few things put away in my luggage before my friend comes to pick me up, and we're gonna head to the airport. I get to Columbus around 11 this morning, so everything's done. My mom flew in yesterday, so I picked her up from the airport. Dogs are all settled, and yeah, so crazy. Day after tomorrow, show day, wild. But everything's all packed. I have a direct flight into Columbus. Hopefully my room will be ready. If not, I'll just kind of hang out downstairs waiting for my room. Andrea was able to hopefully get on an earlier flight. She's on standby, but there's a bunch of open seats, so she'll be in a little bit earlier. And yeah, we are headed to Columbus. When I left doing my posing yesterday, I had a massage, I had some body work, some dry needling, I got in a cold plunge. So I am ready to relax and just let Justin do his job, I'll do my job, and we will do our best come show day. Hey!